The Rise of Ultraman issue 3 finds Shin awakened in a USP hospital, hearing the voices of director Ichitani and specialist Ide, who note all of the energy emanating from the boy. Shin demands to know who they are, so the director introduces himself and his partner, who says the boy shouldn't be moving. Shin doesn't take heed, leaping from the bed and running from the room, shocked to find that he is actually in the Japanese USP headquarters. Ichitani knows he's been searching for this place for years, telling the boy that the event he was part of ended and they found him unconscious, so they took him to the facility after realizing that dumping him at a local hospital wouldn't be good, considering the unusual circumstances of his situation. Shin wants to know where Kiki is, so the director thinks they need to talk in his office. So heading there, Ichitani says that Officer Fuji has been acting out of character lately, with her breaking into a secret USP site that even he didn't know existed, as well as running from her fellow agents. Ichitani reassures Shin that they will find her and he will spare no expense to do so, since while they care for Kiki, she now poses a threat to their secrets. As Ichitani continues to talk, Ultra appears to Shin, telling him Ichitani must be the one who ordered his travel sphere to be shot down, not wanting Shin to trust him. Shin is surprised to see the being, but Ichitani cannot see him, making the boy think it's just been a long couple of days. Shin asks the director if they have any leads and learns that they have Kiki's accomplice. Later, Shin goes to see the captured Muramatsu, who is sorry for putting the boy in this situation and for making him use lethal force against the alien. Shin says that he was the one who pulled the trigger, not Muramatsu, so he has nothing to be sorry for. He tells the man that he will reveal what happened to him later, but right now he needs to know where Kiki is and if she's okay. The USP agent doesn't know, frustrating Shin, who wants to help find his friend and get her out of a dangerous situation. Muramatsu doesn't know what help he could be, and Shin knows that he can be more help than he was before. Shin wants to know where Kiki is since she trusts her and he wants Muramatsu to trust him as well. Muramatsu is left with no option but to tell the boy, as at the home of Dr. Yamamoto, the doctor explains how it's all shifting and expanding and it's all Kiki's fault. The woman doesn't understand what he is saying, knowing that he said the evil could perpetuate this timeline, but the doctor refuses to answer any of her questions since there's no time, instead wanting the woman to answer his questions. He asks her who knows that she's there and what tech did the USP take from the wreckage of the new craft. He also wants to know what they are planning on doing with it, since he won't do anything else for them and would rather die before working with the USP again. Kiki says she isn't going to force him to do anything and no one knows that she's there, as suddenly they are attacked by a kaiju, prompting Kiki to blast it with her K-ray. Shin meanwhile tells Ichitani he found Kiki's location, making the director glad that they could work together and be part of the same team, but Shin reminds them that they rejected him for years, but now suddenly he's part of the team, which doesn't make any sense to him. Shin tells the man that he's been given a transformative knowledge that he wants to share, and being part of the USP is all he's ever wanted, but thanks to everything that's happened, he's finding it hard to trust the organization. The director knows that their methods don't engender trust, but he wants Shin to see it from his perspective, since he is a close friend to a rogue agent and he had a close encounter with an alien. Shin reassures him that it wasn't a hostile alien, however, but Ichitani wants him to prove it and tell him about his experiences, since hardworking agents across the world need the best and latest information to keep them all safe. Ultra says that Ichitani's point isn't without merit, and fearful species often do lash out at the unknown, like how the USP did to him, and like how he was allowed to, perhaps the USP should be given a chance to change their thinking. Shin asks Ichitani to give him a jet and to let him bring Kiki in, and together they will get to the bottom of this. The director knows that he asks for a lot, but he gives him authorization to do so, with one condition: he gets to tag along with Shin. Later, the VTOL races across the sky, delivering Shin and Ichitani to the overgrown house of Dr. Yamamoto. Shin is left to go in alone, reminded by Ichitani that they won't call in anyone else, gifting Shin a USP badge. He reassures the boy this isn't him recruiting him, only so he can use the badge to stay in contact with each other. Heading towards the house, Ultra says that he has a request, that they not use the K-ray weapon, since any method dealing with the kaiju should be regarded as suspicious, and they shouldn't rely on technology they don't fully understand. Shin hopes that instead of using the gun they could use Ultra's power, but Ultra knows that there is a complication relating to that, since their merger is not perfect. Shin asks if he can use the power, and Ultra reveals he can, showing Shin what's called a beta capsule which was left in his jacket. Ultra warns their combined presence will be unstable and he will be able to revert back to his human form after only 3 minutes. Shin knows that thanks to cup noodles, 3 minutes is longer than it seems, but Ultra reveals that the more they strain their connection, the more weaker the boy will become, and it might possibly kill him. Shin knows that he will use the capsule in emergencies only, with Ultra monitoring the health of their connection, keeping the boy updated when it changes. Yamamoto soon runs into Shin as Ultra senses a kaiju in the area, hoping Shin can calm the obviously shaken doctor. Yamamoto doesn't want the boy's help, saying that he went years without problems and the girl, and now Shin has shown up and gotten him all riled up, and because of it, there are now multiple kaiju destroying his home. Shin radios into the director, telling him they probably need to call in some backup, but Yamamoto doesn't want more USP agents on his property. The kaiju soon appears, and being it's an emergency, Shin activates the beta capsule, turning into Ultraman. Shin battles the monster, impressed with the power he has, but remembers he's only got 3 minutes to finish this. As Ultraman is blasted by the kaiju's beam, he soon learns there are actually 2 kaiju in the home, with Kiki battling the other one. Kiki doesn't know that Ultraman is Shin, telling the unknown warrior to keep attacking or the kaiju turns invisible to escape. Shin wants to get his friend to safety, but Ultra says that won't help, since the kaiju has imprinted on her and it will be able to track her. Shin is surprised to learn that they can actually do that as he smashes one of the invisible kaiju away. Shin finds himself surprised at his reaction time, learning that both he and Ultra can use their own awareness and abilities to help each other, so Ultra is literally watching Shin's back. The 2 kaiju surround Ultraman as Ultra says that he will guide Shin on how to deal with them, having the boy throw one of the other kaiju into the other so he can unleash his spacium beam, killing both kaiju. Thanks to the power usage, Shin is reverted to human form, revealing to Kiki that Ultraman is her friend. Shin hugs Kiki, glad that she is safe as Yamamoto returns, impressed with Shin's display of power, wanting him to use those powers to help him escape the USP, and in return, he will tell them all about Dan Moroboshi and what happened in 1966. Shin wants to get to the bottom of this, but he's had enough with all of the secrecy and deception, not wanting to betray the USP. Yamamoto knows then that it's time for Plan B, using his K-Ray to blast Kiki. The Rise of Ultraman issue 3 continued the fantastic action-packed origin story as Shin finally transforms into Ultraman and battles some kaiju. I really enjoyed the series as diving into the behind-the-scenes stuff with the USP and Shin having to navigate a world filled with spies and secret agents, unsure of who to trust with his new knowledge, seeing as everyone would want to use that power for their own gains, which the USP definitely hint at here, as well as Dr. Yamamoto wanting to use that power for himself as well. The specifics of his transformation and connection with Ultra were really great to hear explained and fleshed out more here. Again, for newer fans or for fans like myself who kind of have a base knowledge of Ultraman but don't know the specifics of how it all works, so having it all explained and sort of mapped out is really quite cool. I'm looking forward to the final 2 issues of the mini, especially after the pretty shocking cliffhanger here with Kiki maybe even getting killed or badly injured, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens and what will happen with Ultraman after this series is ended. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10.